Okay, talking about scatter plots and finding the line of best fit. You first need to know what correlation means, okay? There's positive correlation, negative correlation, and no correlation. Basically, with positive correlation, it means if X increases, then Y increases. That would be something like a bunch of dots that go like this, okay? So maybe you have, like, see how this kind of heads up in a positive direction. Negative correlation would be a bunch of dots that maybe go like this, so down like that would be negative correlation. Okay, no correlation is if you have dots that are random all over the place. Okay, hopefully you can see those little dots there, they're very faint, but no correlation means there's not really a pattern there. Okay, so in looking at number 1, is it positive, is it negative, or is it no correlation? Right here, that means there really is no correlation. The dots, the points are all over the place, okay? It goes up and then up again, then down again. There's kind of no real correlation there, okay? So, yeah, none for that one. With number 2, if you look at this, you can take a line and kind of go through. Well, hang on. That line maybe should go up a little bit. So it kind of goes through all of the middle of the points. Okay? Now, what does that mean? It means as the elevation increases, so as the elevation goes this way, then the highest point is going to increase. Okay, as the mean elevation, which is the average elevation, as the average elevation increases, the highest point also increases. That is what a correlation means. Okay, so on that note, the next one, those are the you tries, so go ahead and try those, and then pause it, try those, and then pick up on the next slide. Now, in this one, we are going to look at a line of best fit. Now, this line right here drawn is called the line of best fit. It goes through all of the points, not exactly through points, but kind of through the middle. Okay? It might touch 1 or 2 points. It may not touch any points. It may touch all of the points. Okay? But that straight line is kind of drawn through so that there's some points above, some points below, some points through it. Okay, know that when you draw a line of best fit, yours may not be exactly the same as mine, exactly the same as your neighbor's. All right, and that's okay. So in this one, the relationship. This is a downward slope, which means as your hours of exercise per week increase, the resting heart rate decreases. Okay, so there is a negative correlation. Because in the explanation on that, I'm not going to write it out. I'd like you to write it though. As your number of hours of exercises increases, your resting heart rate decreases. Okay? Now, write the equation of the line of best fit in point slope form. What you want to do is look for a point that goes exactly through an intersection on the grid. Okay? So I see one right here. Okay, that's through an intersection on the grid. That's the point 655. So we're going to use that as our point. Now this says point slope form. So the other thing we need to do is find the slope. Now, next thing you want to do is find a point that's very close to something you can figure out what it is. Let's see, maybe, well, I don't know, you could use this one right here. It goes from 50 to 55, so maybe that one is about 52. Okay, so maybe it is 752. That could be your other point. Okay, and it is hard to judge. It could be only 51 there or 51.5. You just want to kind of get as close as you can. I don't know, it is hard when they don't go exactly through grid points, okay? But you could use 752. So what does that mean here? We have, if we find the slope, 55, y2 minus 52, so y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, that gives us 3 over negative 1 or negative 3. So that would be our slope. And then I'm going to go with 0.655. So in point slope form, y minus y1, so y minus 55, equals negative 3 times x minus 6. Okay, so that right there would be point slope form for our line of best fit. Now, part C, predict the resting heart rate with 10 hours of exercise per week. So 10 hours of exercise per week, the number of hours is on our x-axis. So 10 is going to go in for x. So I have y minus 55 equals negative 3 times 10 minus 6. 10 minus 6 is 4, times negative 3 is negative 12, and then I add 55, so that ends up being 43. 43 in our units are BPM, so a resting heart rate of 43 beats per minute. Okay, that's it. Go ahead and do the next few tries, and we'll pick up in class tomorrow.